Welcome to Are We On Topic Yet by the Wild Wonder Collective.
Where faith meets real life and nothing's off limits except perfection.
We're your hosts, Dr. Melody, Mama Viv, and yours truly, Angie K.
We're talking all things ministry, motherhood, marriage, mindset.
And the messy moments in between.
Here, the conversations are real, the grace is deep, and the coffee, well, hopefully it's still hot.
So whether you're driving, multitasking, or hiding in the bathroom for 5 minutes of peace,
Grab your pen, grab your journal.
Or let's be honest, your laundry basket, and join the convo.
Let's get into it.
Okay, friends, welcome to Are We On Topic Yet? And guess what? I realized that I have been lacking on telling y'all what season we are in and what episode we're doing. Shame on you, Dr. Melody. Shame on you. Okay, we're in season 6, episode 2, and we are the Wild Wonder Collective. Okay, I am Dr. Melody. We got Angie K and Mama Viv, and I know if you are watching, you see that beautiful woman over there in the corner. Okay, Mama Viv. Mama Viv has coined the term MV in sign language. That is her new symbol, y'all. So she's throwing it up. But anyway, we got this beautiful woman in the corner, and her name is Corey Calloway. We're so happy you're here, Corey.
Hey.
Yes. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am a mom of 2. I am a business owner. I am a lover of the Lamb, born again believer. I don't know what else there is to know.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't
Go
know.
ahead. Okay.
I like dogs.
Okay.
I love it. I love it. My favorite is a lover of the lamb. I think I'm gonna coin that term. I am a lover of the lamb. Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. What kind of business do you do, Corey? Y'all, I'm getting to know her just like y'all. What kind of business are you in?
I'm the owner of Divine Tear Skincare. So I create a natural plant-based skincare slash
What?
hair slash internal. Yeah. So I
So,
have I do all natural body butter creams. I work a lot with sea moss in my formulations and herbs and things like that. Yeah.
And can I just
so,
vouch for her skincare products? They are wonderful, and my husband delights in them too. So,
so I'm just trying to understand. When I said I needed my skin to be smoother, why weren't you giving me the solution?
Guys, this is pre-show.
Pre-show,
this literally
pre-show.
has nothing to do with what we're talking
You
about.
know what? That's okay, because we on topic yet? Angie K, what are we actually talking about today?
We're actually going to talk about becoming myself again.
Oh man,
No,
what if I
maybe
don't
the
want to?
smoothing of the skin might go with that. I don't know. Somehow we'll see. Okay.
Maybe.
So the topics we're going to hit today, guys, is the disappearing self. Ooh, surviving mode versus living mode, permission to reclaim, guilt around joy, reintroducing yourself to yourself. What? And God in the rediscovery. Okay. I guess we're going to go a little deep and maybe even a little lighthearted and laughter, but either way, you're going to find your rhythm in this, guys. Okay. Okay, Corey. We are excited to have you. And I know that you have something to say about becoming yourself again. I am literally going to throw this to you just to kick us off. I know she's like, what? But I am.
I know.
Uh, the first thing we're hitting on is the disappearing self, right? And so I just wanted you to kind of maybe speak to that, maybe even your own experiences where you feel like, where did she go? Okay, what happened to her?
Yeah, that is yeah. So I feel like uh been following, just kind of been a believer for a long time, just following the Lord for a long time. For the first part of my relationship with the Lord, it was just me and God. It was just the two of us, and I just had this dance and this rhythm that we had, and it was just so perfect. But then, like, in your heart of hearts, you want a family, you want marriage, you want kids, you want all of that. So when he starts to give you some of the things that you kind of been desiring, it becomes a challenge to get back into that rhythm and that dance with the Lord, because it's
Yeah.
not just you and him anymore. You know what I mean? And so first is your husband, and now it's you, the Lord, and your it's like the Lord, your husband, and you, and you're just like trying to. I'm like now I'm like square dancing, like it's just like this little thing. And then you start adding children into it, and that what was primary and what was your focus and what you could just sit in his presence all day and just you don't have the time to do that. You just can't. So in the midst of that, sometimes yeah, you lose not only the depth of your relationship, it can be, you can also keep it, but you also definitely lose your ability to just, not even the ability, but sometimes you just kind of get lost in the sauce. If everybody that is around you is pulling from you, you got to find times to pour back into yourself. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't do that well. I really poured into every single thing and every single person around me. I maintained my relationship with the Lord. I maintained, our depth and our closeness, but it just got different when I added other people. So yeah, I really felt like, yeah, I did get lost in the sauce. I kind of felt like I kind of like faded away. And now that I'm at a different stage, I got, grown children, and I have, just things that are moved out. I've actually been able to realize, yeah, you've been missing. Yeah.
First, I love the fact that that line that you said, when everyone is pulling from you, right? You have to pour back into you, and it's such a profound line, because I don't think that I've ever thought of it from that vantage point, right? With mothering, wifing, and you don't even have to be a mother and wife for folks to pull on you, right? But
Sure
just
don't.
that whole concept of, and then like even me as a therapist, it's almost everybody in my whole world, right? Is pulling something from me, and then taking out that time to pour back. And the other part I will say that just really speaks so loud is the fact that you said, I didn't even realize it, right, until I was like past the season, and then reflection, and like, oh wait, I kind of lost me in there. You know what I mean? That's just, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people probably can relate to that experience. I would even throw out, if for our listeners, if you're in those seasons, like taking a time for a moment and just saying, hey, have I really lost me? Am I missing it? You know what I mean? How much have I really been pouring back in? All those kind of questions. So,
Yeah. I was thinking that losing yourself, I think the thing that happens is it happens gradually a lot of times. And because it happens gradually, you don't even realize you need to pour something back in because you haven't actually started missing it until you really miss it, you know. And I don't know. I think that's the way it was for me. Just a gradual process. And then it says, boom, where are you?
yeah.
Wasn't
I would
there.
totally, yeah, I would totally agree with that gradual process thing. And I totally relate to being a wife and then being a mom. And I've said it on the show before, like literally with each child, it's like I became a different person. My relationship with the Lord became a totally different relationship. And I'm like, whoa, what's happening? Where are we? And it's like a whirlwind trying to like figure out who you are, even where you are. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you adapt to survive.
yeah.
Because you're adapting, it's really hard to realize that you're losing yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
And I know we're fixating this around mothering and wifing and things of that nature, which is a huge component and a huge thing that, the disappearing act almost like rests in. But I also have to bring up that this also happens as you transition into different phases of your relationship with the Lord, as well, right? Or
That's
even
good.
different phases of your relationship with whoever is your, you know what I mean? Whoever the people are that you're connected to. But I think it's important to know that, because it's not just a married person thing or a parent person
Right.
thing. It is a everyone thing. Any one of us can be pouring into something and lose ourselves in it, or can be in a transition phase of a relationship and look back and say, where did she go or where did he go? I don't recognize this person anymore, right? And so that kind of takes us into like that survival
I'm
mode
I'm
versus.
sorry.
Sorry, Mama
I just
Viv,
need
go
to
ahead.
add one more group in. It's
Mm-hmm.
because as we're losing ourselves, the different stages of life, going through the different stages of life, and especially when you get to the senior stage,
Ooh.
and
That's a
it's
good
the
perspective.
change is so drastic, and you're looking around saying, "Hey, where did I go? Where was that person that was so much fun? Where was that person? And so I think this is really good, Corey, what you've been saying. I think it's going to be very beneficial.
I
Yeah.
also feel like Dr. Melody, to get back to your point, it can be in your profession.
Come
It
on.
Yeah.
can be in your even in your serving the Lord, in serving in
Yes.
a ministry.
Yes.
Like
Mhm.
it can be to the point where we blur the lines between serving him or doing things as unto the Lord, but we start serving people and we start doing
Oof.
things as unto, like, so it's very, very complex, and it can get really, really deep and very, very complex in just losing the original design of what he made you to be, and losing, just kind of putting that to the side and kind of getting back to it later, and then later never comes, and then you're 10 years down the line, like, what just happened? You know what I mean?
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
And what
That's
I'm
Well,
hearing
you
is
you
it can
start.
be, well,
Go ahead. I'm
Mama Viv.
sorry.
Anyway, what I'm hearing is it can be very easy to
Yeah,
lose yourself if you're not careful.
yeah,
Yeah. And
absolutely.
and you start operating in functional numbness.
yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. It,
Ooh.
it, it, I literally, I think what happens is what I was just transitioning into is the survival mode versus the living mode. I think a lot of times because our plates get so full or we're so into the task of whatever that it just literally slides in. And before you know it, you're doing things just to get them done, right?
yeah.
To check them off of the box, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to literally living in a moment, being present for that moment, and soaking in all the things that need to be soaked in from that moment, right? And so, yeah, I'm completely agreeing with you guys. That losing of yourself, it's just so subtle and so easy. Like Mama Viv and Corey and Angie K, all of them talked about. It's such a gradual process that it just slides right on in, right? And if you're not careful enough to take out time for reflection, preferably reflection with Holy Spirit, right? I always go to Psalms 139. God, you know me better than me, right? Show me me. So if you don't take out time for that, I think it's almost inevitable that that is going to happen. Now, I won't speak that over anybody, but I'm saying you might want to slow down, right? Just to talk to the Lord about it a little bit. What do you guys think about that survival mode versus living mode?
I think you're very right about how you're just doing things to get by. You're doing things to get done. And I'm just like even thinking about myself, like I'm literally evaluating myself as we're talking about this. And I'm just thinking about like I love dance. I love movement, and I haven't danced in years. You know what I mean? And it's like you don't even realize that it's been years. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's just like, when in the world am I going to take a dance class? You know, like, because like, I got all these kids, I got businesses, I got church stuff, I got my husband. You know, it's like, so where does that fit in? You know, where do those things that actually make Angela happy? Fit in. And it's not like my life is unhappy. My life is wonderful, but there are other pieces of my life that also make me happy that are missing. And I think when we just get into that survival mode, you lose the parts of you that lend itself to more creative stuff, or things like that. And so
No, NGK, I have to agree 100% with that because it wasn't Easter, New Year's, I want to say. I actually sang in the choir at church for the first time in 14 years. And I
whoa.
right, who I know, and even you don't even realize that it's 14 years that have gone by because I stopped singing last time was when Alex I tried to sing for one service after he was born. And then he cut up. And so I said, well, we'll need to give him a little bit more time. but a little bit more time ended up I was pregnant with two.
Grown.
I was pregnant with two, and so pregnant with one more. So I had two kids now that were two under two, right? And I was going in that mode, and then my husband got a promotion in the in the church, and so it was like he needs to be able to focus. So I'll keep the kids. You know what I mean? And that just goes, and you're in this mode of we just got to get to the next step. We got to get to the next step. We got to get to the next step, and it turned into 14 years. My son is 14 years old before I would actually sing in a choir.
Yeah.
And it was so amazing. Like, felt so incredible, right?
Yeah.
It reminded me of all the things, but 14 years went by. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a
I
little
remember.
sad. I'm sorry.
It is.
I'm not just talking about for you. I'm talking about for
No.
all of us who experience this. It's a little sad.
Yeah.
I need that fancy handkerchief I was talking
Oh
about
my gosh.
earlier.
Just
That
take
was
your regular Kleenex and put it on your eye.
That was a pre-conversation too, guys.
But I just want to say that when I realized that I was doing life but not feeling it, I knew something had to change. And I actually have a chart, like a schedule that I put on the screen for my computer, and it has things to do the hours of the day, and it's things that I don't normally do, like maybe art or or something like that. I actually have that on a schedule for me to start doing some of the things that I used to do. I thought about that when you guys were talking about the subject of not doing what you used to do.
Yeah. Oh,
You might want to make a chart.
yeah. I was just thinking I haven't done art in years either. Go ahead, Corey. I'm sorry. You hadn't said anything. Go on.
I
Jump
think
in.
I think this is it's something that I think moms really, 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 or just women, period, kind of have a propensity to fall into this
Yeah.
because of like our natural nature to nurture. So even if it's not children, we nurture whatever it is that we're doing. We bring it up to maturity. We do all of that stuff, and like not realizing that, yeah, that person that you are is necessary as well. So, yeah, for me, like I loved dancing. Loved
Really?
dancing.
We gotta
Oh
go
my
take a
God.
class.
Yes, absolutely. But what I have found is that like even in my relationship with the Lord, where I feel like I'm distant, one thing I will do is I will throw some music on. Oh yeah. Okay, I guess I can share this story. Back in the day, might be a little sad, kind of weird, a little sad, but my dad got sick. He had a few strokes, so he was kind of, in a state where he can't really do anything. I was at my girlfriend's wedding, and she was dancing with her father, and they played that song "Dance with My Dad." And I lost it. I just literally went over to the cake table when everybody was watching the first dance, and I just boohooed over the little cakelets. And I was just crying. And then Holy Spirit so sweetly and so lovingly came. And I was just like, he's like, you can dance with me anytime. I'm your father too.
Ooh.
So now we just dance. I put
Yeah.
on music and I'm just dancing with the Lord. Like, so that's like my worship. That's my running through that. Like, those are the times where I can kind of grab like little pieces of I think those are the kisses from the Lord where he shows you, hey, this part here is what brings you joy. And I want to meet you in this place. You know what I mean? So he meets me in some of those places. You know what I mean? So yeah. Just say cut on some music and grab you a moment, grab a kid and just start dancing.
Yeah.
Wow. I love it.
Telling you, I'm almost
Love
in
it.
tears over here myself.
Hmm.
Listen, I feel like both of those stories, Mama Viv and Corey, what they were both saying is talking about the permission to reclaim, right, what was lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mama Viv talked about putting stuff on her calendar, which I know the Lord told her to do because she always talked about how God does her calendar. And and then Corey even was having a moment where God intervened and was like, hey, like, you don't have, this doesn't have to be lost, right? There's a permission to reclaim this and to get it back. I don't, I love how God gives these redos in these moments.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about my prom when I It's okay, y'all. Nico's joining us. Hi,
Hi,
Nico.
Hi, Nico. Back for another session?
He runs the show.
I'm telling you. Oh, he'll be all right.
Okay.
Hmm. But I graduated early from high school, and so I came out a semester early, which, and if you've ever been in high school, which most people probably listening to this have, you know that all the big activities happen second semester. Why I would want to graduate early and miss out on all the big activities, I don't know as a grown up, but as a teenager, I was like, "Oh, I'm getting out of here," and I did, and I went into college and didn't do that second semester. Angie K, of course, represented. She wore my senior stuff, and she would she couldn't necessarily do all the activities, but she definitely represented for me being at that school. But one of the things was prom. Now I still could attend some of the stuff, including prom, even though I had graduated early. But it wasn't. I felt like the nostalgia of it was lost because I was no longer a part of them. Like I had moved on and I had established a life in college, essentially, because I had, I started going to the next phase of my life, but I still went so that I didn't regret not going. But nonetheless, even after that, I still felt like I had missed something in going. Like I didn't even take a date. I went with my best friend, and you know what I mean? And so I got to grad school, and all of a sudden, I don't know why they did this. I don't know if they ever did it again, but they had a formal dance for us students. And I pulled out the wedding dress from Mom's wedding, because she had just recently got married, and I pulled on that bridal, whatever it was, bridesmaid's gown. And I went with my then boyfriend, and it was it felt like prom. That's what it felt like. And I was like, God, you're such a redeemer. You know what I mean? Of moments that you feel like, oh my gosh, I could never get this back, right? But that permission to reclaim, and God like getting involved in that reclaiming of time, space, things, right? It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
And I would suggest don't wait to reclaim. A lot of times we're waiting on a better season. I know I used to do that. I'm going to wait until this time and I'm going to do so and so. And I'm still waiting to do some of those things. Don't wait. Just go and reclaim. Yes.
Listen.
What you need for your life.
Listen, and I feel like that really kind of slides into that guilt around joy, because you're saying I'm waiting for the better season, especially us women, like Corey was saying. We have this tenacity to feel like if I am doing something for me instead of doing something for the others, there's this guilt, right, that we try to walk around with, and as opposed to us just saying it's okay for me to have joy, it's okay for me to focus on me. Ladies, what are your thoughts around all of that?
Yeah, I agree. We just have a natural. I hate to say it, but it's like we have a natural guilt. It's like, and I know it's not natural because the Lord didn't give us that, but it's like we've taken on this quote unquote natural guilt, where it's like we put everybody else's needs above our own. Mm-hmm. And my husband was talking to me about this yesterday. He was like you just feel like you're a superwoman and you'll run yourself into the ground. He's like, your own words, you say, yeah, I just do things when it hurts because it needs to be done. And he was like, stop doing that. And so I think that, when we're not doing the stuff, even when it hurts, even when it's hurting us, then we feel guilty, And so, I'm not going to say we don't know how, but I feel like we struggle to live in the place of, pushing things aside for ourselves.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just going to ask the Lord, just free me from it, right? Because
yes, come on.
Like right before this, I was sitting there looking at my husband, and he was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm tired. I need to rest." He was like, "When do you rest?" And I was like, "I try sometimes."
Don't make me pray that prayer again.
Oh, no, don't pray. Oh goodness. But it's the same thing. He's like, you say you're tired and your phone is still going off or whatever. And it's the things, right? But I'm just saying, God, free me from the guilt so that I
Yeah.
can just live in the freedom of the joy and taking care of myself in all the ways.
I think.
And I'll tell you.
Oh, go
Oh,
ahead.
no, go ahead, Corey. No, you go
I
ahead.
I think kind of like Mama Viv schedules. I think we need to probably schedule joy. I think
Come
we
on.
Mm.
probably need to
Oh,
schedule time to just relax and just sit down. Like this week, I was like, oh, my husband's out of town. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You know what I did? Like the major thing that I did, I changed my sheets. We have an adjustable base. I adjusted the base to the way I wanted it to be adjusted.
Come on.
I'm I'm cradling in the bed. Like I that has become like I'm going to sleep. Like I just decided that I am going to prioritize rest. I'm going to prioritize just things that just kind of fill my cup. I haven't cut my TV on all week and I kind of don't need it. Like I just want to be I want to sit here and I want to spend time with the Lord. I want to just talk to him and just be filled. But yeah, I think we need to start scheduling stuff like that because it's important.
it
One lady
is.
said that rest is filling the cup that you pour from.
Mm.
And if you really think about it, like if we're such nurturers, then maybe we should think that the cup is empty and we got to fill the cup so that we can nurture and so that we can pour.
So
Yes,
Yeah.
good.
that's so good. I was just thinking about something that happened to me was I reclaimed, my life. I did that, but at the same time, I did have the guilty feeling about, I need to do more for other people or something like that. And my joy it was like numb. When it was time for me to be
Mm,
happy, it was hard for me to be happy. I would be in happy situations and wonderful things would be happening, but I didn't feel the joy. And I
mhm.
actually had to go, to God and say, hey, I know you restore the joy of our salvation. I'm glad about being saved and everything, but I need some joy about just
Come on.
living. And I had to do that, and I had to admit to him that I was the one who been very beneficial in killing it.
That's so
I
Okay.
think
good,
there are
though.
some listeners out there that have like
Yeah.
lost the joy of just living, like just
Yes,
lost the
yes,
joy
I'm
of the
telling you.
everyday. And so I'm definitely
Yeah,
with Corey and with you, Mama Viv. Like, yeah, just schedule you some joy time. Like seriously,
yeah. I love
Yes,
um,
on
that.
it.
I love
yeah. And
that.
I've been like working on like scheduling time to do things like fun things. Like matter of fact, I just saw on was on TikTok or something, and it was like this person. They have a cake business where they give you pieces of cake, and they have like a what is it, a art palette that goes with it, so you can like paint on your piece of cake. And I was like, I need to get some girlfriends, and we just need to paint the cake pieces. You know what I mean? Just like
Yes.
just silly little fun stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and and let me tell you, I love the idea of the scheduling, but also be open to the spontaneity of joy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
like I am preparing to travel tomorrow. It won't be your tomorrow, but it's my tomorrow. Okay, um, but I'm preparing to travel, and there's so many things that need to be done, so many things like on the list. And last night before I went to sleep, my husband was like, what are you doing tomorrow morning? Let's just go and go do a day date and grab breakfast, which is something that we started when our kids were little because we didn't have childcare, so that's how we would date. And I was like, oh, because I have all this stuff. And he was like, well, if it's too much, no, it's fine. I don't want you to be stressed out. I'd rather you just, focus on your stuff or whatever. And so this morning, I'm thinking about all this stuff. And I was just like, Lord, I know we haven't had time either. So, where should I put my energy? And God was like, I'm with you no matter what you do. Right.
Yeah.
And so I chose the spontaneity. I was like, you know what? We're going to go to breakfast and that's okay. I can be back by time for recording and I can, you know what I mean? And I even had somebody I had to talk to for a brief moment while we were out, but I did it while, you know what I mean? Like I figured out how to include the joy in my day as opposed to saying I'm too busy for the joy. So I'm just encouraging
That's
you.
good.
Embrace the spontaneity of the moment as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
So
Love it,
y'all,
love it, love it.
we have 3 minutes.
Oh, okay.
What?
But but we're supposed to hit on reintroducing yourself to yourself and God in the rediscovery, and I feel like those things can actually kind of be merged together. So why don't we just speak into that a little bit, and then we're going to encourage our listeners and and try to be on time as much as we can, right? So what do you guys think about reintroducing yourself to yourself and God in the rediscovery?
So I'm just going to say really quick, I think that we need to spend time asking God, what do we really like? What brings us joy? And I say this because literally I would watch TV and I would never be able to find really like things that I really wanted to watch occasionally, but most times I wouldn't be able to find things I wanted to watch. And then I was talking to the Lord and the Lord was like, yeah, did you know you don't even like TV? And I was like, oh, I don't. I don't really like TV. But I didn't even know that. Like, seriously, I just was so used to doing it that I thought it was something I wanted to do. And so we have to just like ask God, okay, what is it that I enjoy? What's for me? And then how do I make time, Lord, to do that, to do what you have for me?
Yeah. And I just want to say that just reflect on who you were prior to. And there may be some things that you want to leave back there and not bring back to the forefront again. Okay?
Yeah.
So leave those things back there. Pick wisely. And once you know what it is that you bring it up to the front, just go in like a bull in a china shop. Just go. Just go for it.
I'll say we die 1,000 deaths with the Lord. And so it's okay to be constantly getting to know who you are today, right? I don't know that you'll do that every single day, but I know that you should be doing it more than once, right? And so like giving yourself permission to keep rediscovering the new versions of you that emerge as you journey with Jesus.
Yeah. And I think also like really, really getting into your secret place with the Lord. And for me, as in this stage of my life and like going through all of the stuff that I went through in life, I'm realizing He's more of my joy than other stuff. And I'm
Yeah.
learning how to sit in the place of like, God, you're my joy. And being in your presence just it fills me. You know what I mean? Like, so doing life with the Lord, doing my day with the Lord, just incorporating Him in everything. And I'm not trying to sound super weird or religious, but when I say He's literally my delight, like getting to that place, and I'm like, I have grown to that place. I didn't realize it, but like it's always been Him. It's never been the stuff. It's
Come
always
on.
been Him. And like I feel like Abraham, like if you don't go, I don't want to go. So like it's just like I want you in my day, in my everything, because like where you are is joy. I could be sitting out on my deck looking at squirrels, but you're with me and I have joy.
Come
So
on.
I don't know, I'm getting to the point where I'm discovering my joy in my relationship with the Lord, my joy in Christ Jesus. You know what I mean?
I love that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that.
True joy. True joy.
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm going to be honest with you. All of those sounded like encouraging words. If somebody else
I
had
know,
something
right?
else to add to it, that's fine. But for me, that was it, guys.
I'm going to just add these song lyrics that were in my heart for this show. And it's from the song Defender. And okay, you know the lyrics too. Anyway,
My favorite.
yeah, but there's a part where she sings, "When I thought I lost me, you knew where I left me. You reintroduced me to your love. You picked up all my pieces, put me back together. You are the defender of my heart." And I just think it just fits so perfect, with this topic.
So beautiful. So beautiful.
Are we giving final words?
That was my word.
That's what I'm saying. If you had some additional words, you're welcome to.
I was going to say that your comeback may already be beginning right now. Right now. Quietly beginning. just hearing the words coming from all of these beautiful ladies and explaining what their life was like and what they have gone through, and especially that part about the joy in Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, but really, it may be quietly beginning right now. Don't let this pass by. Hold on to it and just let God build on it. Let Him build it.
So
It's
good.
gonna be beautiful.
One
That's
last
good.
thing.
Uh-huh.
I
Come on.
really
Yeah.
feel like if you find your joy in Jesus, then circumstantially it doesn't matter. Like
Mhm.
the surrounding stuff, like that since we're doing lyrics, like the cares of the world grow strangely dim in the light of His glory and
Come
grace.
on. Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so, like, if you find your joy in Him, you could just be doing ordinary stuff and be
Mm-hmm.
getting filled. You can you could be in the middle of chaos and have the peace and have the joy. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm literally a bird flying above all of the weird, and I'm just up here, and the wind is blowing in my hair, and the sun is on me, and I'm shining, and I'm smiling because I have found my real joy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just think that circumstantially, the stuff doesn't matter if you actually have the joy of the Lord to be your strength. So,
Yes.
So awesome.
Yes.
I have to say this. I have to. Y'all know how relational the Lord has made me. What Corey is talking about, what Mama Viv is talking about, Angie K, all of us. Some of you may be saying, where do I start with something like that? Corey said, I grew to this, right? Some of you may be having out your notepad and paper saying, what were the steps? Let me say that God does that for us. What we do is we create space for Him. That's really
It's
it.
good.
That's
We
good.
show
That's
up
good.
and say, hey, God, here's your
Hmm.
space.
yes.
And over time, through a natural relationship that is built, this very similar to the way you would build a relationship with anybody that you just started
Hmm.
spending time with, you'll get to a place where you feel the same as Corey, if not, I mean, similar, if not the same, right? Where this is it. This, I have come to find that this is what I have been chasing throughout my entire life. And He has always been here. He has
Yeah.
always been here. So, all right, y'all. This has been a great
It
episode.
really
I loved
has.
it. I know. I really
Thank
enjoyed
you,
it.
Corey.
Yes,
You,
thank you
Yes.
so
lady.
much,
Thank
Corey,
you.
for
So
teaching.
good.
Listen, if y'all
So
didn't
good.
pick up those nuggets that she was dropping, okay? Because they were good. Now I know y'all hear Angie K's kids. We know she's a mom. All right, it's okay.
My
It's always
Lord.
gonna be okay. All right. Corey, if not if, how can the people get in contact with you if they want to get in contact with you, especially to buy some of that stuff? I done told y'all about the boosting of the
So
skin.
my website is divineterrorskincare.com. So divine DIVINE skincare.com. It translates. It's French for heaven on earth skincare.
Oh.
So yeah, that's what it is. So yeah, divineterrorskincare.com is where all of my products are. I I might have a YouTube channel under Divine Terror Skincare. We're working on that. I definitely am on Instagram under Divine Terror Skincare. So you can always message me or anything like that. But yeah, anything skincare or just Jesus, we can talk.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, guys, I almost forgot. We want to hear from you, friends. Sometimes you need to take a moment to remember who you were before you had to be strong. What part of you deserves a comeback? So drop us a line in the chat. We want to hear all about your comeback stories, or even just what the Lord is piercing in your heart in this moment. Okay. Well, Angie K, I know you're being pulled in all the directions, but what is next?
Hold on 1 second. Be quiet, children. We're going to talk about confidence that took time.
You see? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
so
this is perfect for the show. The
I
kids
feel
coming
like
in
it
and,
is with
you
the
know,
My
confidence.
Lord.
her
that
still
took
doing
time.
her thing. This is the perfect show for
Yes,
this.
yes, finding her way in it, right? Okay. So that's it for us, friends. We will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
That's another episode of Are We on Topic Yet from the Wild Wonder Collective.
If today made you laugh or feel a little more seen,
go ahead and hit subscribe, share it with a friend, and leave us a review.